Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your angel reading. You're probably confused about the title that I put up. I may change that title at the end of this reading, but it's really just clickbait. The title, It's Getting Hot in Here. I think Nelly Furtado did a song like that, and it really is getting hot in here. It's hot in my room, and the summer is so hot, and because it's so hot, I never know what I want to do. Like, it's like, okay, do I want to lay down, because it's hot and turn the fan on, or do I want to go out and socialize? It's so hard to individuate. Okay? Now, every person between the ages of 1.5 to 2 years old experiences a sense of abandonment from their parents. It doesn't matter how good their parents were. It doesn't matter that their parents, if their parents were perfect, which no parents are perfect, but let's, for argument's sake, say that somebody had perfect parents. They are still going to experience that sense of abandonment between the ages of 1.5 to 2 years old. It just happens. It's part of our development. And once that happens, we start to see the world in a different way. We start to see ourselves as separate from the world. When we're babies, we think we're connected to everything. We're connected to everyone. We're connected to the couch, the chair. We are at one with everything. But between the ages of 1.5 to 2 years old, we experience a sense of abandonment. And we begin to learn that we are separate from the world. So if you're watching this video, I am separate from you. I am separate from you. I am separate from the couch. I am separate from furniture that's in this room. I am not part of everything. As well, how do I word this? Like, I am part of the community, but I am not everything. You know that song, "You are everything and everything is you." That's a beautiful song, but we're not. I am not this bottle of vitamin E nail and cuticle oil. This is not me. I am separate from this, okay? And so going through the process of individuation, learning who we are and what we want out of life is a lifelong process. It never ends, okay? But let's get started. For the past, we have 5 of Cups. Okay, I am so sorry. You are coming to terms with something. So either you were crying or somebody else was crying. But whoever this energy belongs to, they really were sorry. They really were sorry. We have the Judgment card, the Lovers, and the Six of Wands. This was a win-win for both of you guys, whoever you were dealing with, okay? This was a win-win for both of you guys. We have the Lovers, the Judgment, and the Six of Wands. This was a renewal. This was you guys acknowledging each other and being there for each other. That's beautiful energy, okay? This is beautiful energy. So you were both really sorry in the past. You both were really sorry about what happened. Now, in the present, we have the Nine of Pentacles. You're focused on your independence and your comfort. This is the Fool, the King of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Okay, you're focused on your money right now, but you're going through some sort of blockage. You are experiencing a new beginning, but you're going through some sort of blockage. It's almost like you have some sort of emotion that needs to be released, but you're holding it in, okay? We can't push down emotions and expect them to go away. Our body does not function like that. Our systems do not function like that. There are different levels in the mind, I think is what I was reading somewhere. And if we push an emotion down to a certain area of our mind, it doesn't disappear. It stays in that part of our mind and keeps going round and round and round and round and round and round until we're willing to let it into the next level and eventually release it. But you have blocked emotions, and you're using work to block them, possibly with that King of Pentacles energy, or just being focused on your money. But you are taking a leap of faith with that Fool card. When I do these readings, I try to think of your best interests, but Source is the one that has your best interests at heart. So regardless of what advice I give or what interpretation I give, it's really up to you to define your present, okay? So I could say that I think you're blocking your emotions by focusing on work, or I could say that you're trying to soothe a painful emotion by focusing on work. But I'm not you, I'm not in your body, I'm not in your mind. So only you know the correct way of interpreting the Fool, the Two of Swords, and the King of Pentacles for your life, okay? So I'll leave your present at that. I said my interpretation, but I'll leave it for open-ended, and all these cards are open-ended to interpretation. I mean, it's kind of like the Holy Bible. Everyone interprets the Bible in a different way. Everyone interprets tarot cards in a different way. Now, in the future, we have Seven of Swords, the Justice card, the Sun, and the Seven of Pentacles. You get 2 sevens for your future, Cancer. What's this about? So in the future, you're leaving a certain situation. Seven of Swords, you're leaving. And you're leaving to find happiness. Because we have Seven of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Sun. You could be getting married in the future. Or possibly letting go of a divorce if you have been involved in a divorce. I'm really trying to combine these cards. I really think doesn't even have to be a marriage with that Justice card. It could just be fairness. You working on something with someone and y'all both being happy together. So you're leaving to go after what makes you happy. Your attitude about everything is you being hard on yourself once again with the Knight of Swords. Tell me about this Knight of Swords. You're stuck in your head. There is an offer that you would like to make to somebody, but you're stuck in your head about it. We have Eight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So what starts off as a small offer eventually turns into a big offer with that Knight of Cups. Because with Eight of Swords, we have stuck in your head. So this being hard on yourself is progressing through stages. We have you being stuck in your head, being hard on yourself. And then after you get past all those swords and all those false beliefs, you think, maybe I can be friends with this person. And then after that, we have the Knight of Cups, spirituality. Okay? This is about you dreaming, you having big plans for your future. You daring to dream is the phrase I got. Daring to dream, okay? daring to dream, getting past the pain you're going through. You know, I could put a lot of labels on it. I could be like, you're this, you're that, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it pain. Knight of Swords is pain. You are getting past pain so that you can dare to dream about happiness. Influencing you is the Empress. You know your worth. Angel of Abundance, you know your worth. Two of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Ace of Swords. You're still healing at this time, but even though you're healing and you're feeling very independent and strong, you know exactly what you want with this Two of Wands. So knowing your worth has enabled you to know exactly what you want and to know that you want healing. You want to be independent. You want to grow. So the obstacle to everything is the Six of Swords, which is resolution. Okay, there is a book out there I've been meaning to get, but I still haven't bought it yet. It is called The Myth of Closure. Okay, maybe it is an obstacle for you now to feel at peace with the Six of Swords energy, but I'm just going to let you know now that for some situations you will never find closure. In some situations, closure is a myth. So if you were dealing with I don't know, like I don't know how to word this, like I need more clarification cards. I'm not going to assume this time. I'm going to put more clarification cards down. Okay, the Hanged Man, the Tower, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, it looks like you're having trouble letting go of something that's a heavy burden, okay? A heavy burden. And this could do with illusions about society that's causing you to have this heavy burden. Maybe you believe that things are supposed to be a certain way, and since they're not a certain way, you're not able to find any peace at this time. You're having trouble finding peace in your mind space. It's your mind space because you're dealing with swords. And it could also be that it's an obstacle for you to go towards your peace because it's hard for you to come out of this hangman tree, but you will get out. But once you get out of that hangman's tree, there is going to be a tower moment, and you will be releasing a heavy burden of sorts, something that's been getting to you. Maybe there's something you're not saying, and it's been getting to you. The final card is the Ten of Swords. This is the end of a cycle. This doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of a relationship or a partnership or a friendship with whoever you're with, but it is the end of a cycle. It is the end of, you know, things being a certain way between you and someone else. Okay. We have the Chariot, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So once you let go of this cycle you were in, Ten of Swords, you're going to be heading towards emotional fulfillment and abundance. That's what you're headed towards. What you don't see coming is the Emperor, Angel of Wisdom. This is somebody who's very practical. They schedule things. Could be your energy, could be the other person's energy. I don't know. You're working on healing. And you're really putting in the work. We have Five of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the World. This is your energy. You're growing up. And I don't mean it in like a negative, condescending way. I mean, like, you are literally learning all of the lessons you have needed to learn. Um, so we have Five of Swords, which is loss, but you're also working on healing yourself. You could feel like you lost something. You could have lost a part of yourself. And it's not that you completely lost it. We don't completely lose parts of ourself per se, but we change the behaviors is what happens with us. And I just heard a siren outside. So for some of you that have had low self-esteem or have had problems, maybe you changed the behavior of wanting to not need anybody, wanting to not have anybody, because we all need socialization. We all need people. So maybe you change that behavior of going through your pain alone. And after you change that behavior, we have the Eight of Pentacles, you being dedicated, you working on your vision. And then we have the World, Angel of Success. This is you learning everything you needed to know. So that's what I see, Cancer. I hope this was helpful to you. You're taking charge of your life. You're taking charge of your life. I was watching something earlier while I was either watching it or laying down. I can't remember, but it was something about relationships and love addiction. And the guy talking about love addiction said that in toxic relationships, people that have been through a lot, they're looking for a mom or a dad to unconditionally love them. That's part of a toxic relationship. And the guy said healthy relationships don't do that. And I think what he was trying to say was that healthy relationships have boundaries. So, I know that people forgive each other, but when everyone is different, when everyone is individuating and becoming their own person, not all people are like that, okay? Like, some people will set a boundary, and if it's broken, they will leave, and other people will forgive and move on and stay in the relationship, but everyone's different. And he was basically saying that in healthy love, we're able to accept our partner and their limitations, what they will and what they will not put up with. We're not looking for unconditional love. We're looking for love, but we're not trying to fill our childhood needs with our new partner. And again, I hear a motorcycle. Motorcycles everywhere. Oh my God, motorcycles. It just makes me lose my train of thought. But what I was trying to say is we don't try to get our partner to meet our unmet needs from childhood. We meet our own needs, and we accept our partner's limitations. And that's what you're doing. I mean, in this reading, like, you are on point. Like, with the World card, you are accepting the fact that you meet your own needs. So you're putting a lot of work into this relationship. Even when you and this person are not talking, you're putting a lot of work into this. So I hope things go well for you, and I hope you keep growing. I think growing is a better term than working on yourself. You know, the word, oh, I'm working on myself, the phrase I'm working on myself, it makes it sound like there's something wrong with us when there's nothing wrong with trying to figure out who we are. So, I mean, you're growing basically. Um, but you don't see it. You don't see how much you're growing. You don't see how much progress you're making. I mean, it's like you're being hard on yourself, but you don't see how much progress you're making. So that's all I have, Cancer. Thank you for coming to this video, and thank you for putting up with me talking about psychology all the time. But I just think hobbies are important. I think hobbies and doing things that we think are fun is important. I think learning is fun. There's all sorts of ways to individuate and to figure out what you want and don't want in your life. And individuation is a lifelong process. You know, some people, they they get married and then they end up with a lot of problems because each person expected the other person to meet their emotionally unmet needs from childhood. And then when they both go to marital counseling, what ends up happening is they're trying to control each other, and the therapist has to get them both individual therapy separately so they can figure out who they are. And not all couples make it through this stage. This is called the separation stage. Now, separation doesn't mean, you don't talk to each other, you don't care about each other. It means you're figuring out who each of you are. And sometimes, couples, after they figure out what they want and don't want, when they come back together again, um, when they come back together again, they still want to be together. But then there are other couples, that end up realizing that they never really liked the other person to begin with, and then they don't come back together. But the separation stage is what makes and breaks the relationship. That is the stage where you both determine who you are and who you want to be and what you will put up with and what you won't put up with. And these kinds of things wouldn't happen, if people would just get the right counselors before getting married. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my personal opinion. If people would take the time out to figure out who they are and to be alone for a while before getting married, it wouldn't have to come to this. So, but I don't think anyone's going to leave you, not with you putting in the work. I mean, I don't see why someone would leave you with you putting in the work. Because even if whoever this is, y'all didn't work out, they would still be your friend. They would still be by your side for the rest of your life because y'all went on this journey together. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, how like when we're little and we have toys in our room and we're playing with them, and every now and then our mother will open the door and she'll look at us and then she'll close the door and then she'll leave. Now that's if we had a good mother. I didn't have a mother like that, but I knew somebody who was a mother like that. And I had a dream about her once, mothering her child. Not smothering, but mothering her child. She would open the door and look in and close the door. And so it's almost like you and this person are playing peekaboo because y'all are getting to know yourselves on separate terms, but still communicating. So I don't know what I want to title this now. I want to title it peekaboo. I was gonna title it, something better, but now it's gonna end up being titled playing peekaboo. I was gonna title it the separation stage and make it sound all scary, but You really don't need to be worried about this person leaving you. I mean, dang. This is just you and this person learning about yourselves. That's all I have. You've really grown a lot and you don't see it coming, but you are going to grow a lot. A whole lot. You're going to come to the realization that you don't need to be married to be happy, but you do need friends. You do need a life of your own. And then when you realize you don't need to be happy to be married, is when you're going to decide if that's something you would really be interested in or not still after you grow. Thank you.